I'm Sharan Dhanoa. I'm the coordinator with the South Bay Coalition to End Human Trafficking. I also coordinate the regional work group No Traffic Ahead. As a coordinator, you do a lot of different things. What we've been doing with the South Bay Coalition is the coalition is made up of a really diverse group of agencies. So we have law enforcement partners, we have direct service providers, legal service providers, and then outreach and prevention groups. One of the keys to really combating human trafficking is ensuring that regardless of how someone is identified, that they get the services that they need, and that we do this through a victim-centered, trauma-informed approach. So really when we're talking about working together, a lot of that has to do with relationship building, so between different agencies, in particular relationship building between law enforcement partners and then service providers. It also includes creating protocols, so we've created various protocols that help really create expectations among different agencies. One of the keys really is developing trust amongst agencies. You know, can our law enforcement partner trust that the NGOs to the point that they'll call them at 2 in the morning and say we need housing for an individual that we believe is a trafficking victim, or a service provider who, you know, when collaboration works really well, you'll find you may have an immigration attorney who has a client that they believe is a trafficking victim, and they can call their law enforcement partner who they trust, who will then come into the immigration attorney's office to do an interview. And that shows a lot of trust. It creates a much better environment for that individual who's being interviewed. And it really embodies that victim-centered, trauma-informed approach. So that's one component, is the everyday collaboration. The other pieces really are what I think a lot of groups are working towards, which is the outreach to the public, but also outreach to potential victims. So that deals with identification of potential cases of trafficking. It also includes training of various agencies. We know with Prop 35, it mandated that a lot of government agencies need to be trained on human trafficking. What we need to ensure then is that we're able to continue to meet that demand. So if you now have a much higher number of identifications, do we also are we matching it in the number of case managers? Do we have enough attorneys who can serve that population? Do we have enough housing? So really ensuring that we're building capacity to be able to meet the needs of survivors. I think one of the fears is that you shouldn't pull someone out of a situation if you cannot provide them the stability that they need, because you've actually put them in a far more unsafe position. It could be a more unsafe position. So we focus on outreach and awareness. We focus on, I think in the lead up to the Super Bowl, you saw a lot of outreach awareness efforts. So one of the big pieces is ensuring that when people talk about trafficking, what do they actually think of? Are they thinking of sex trafficking of minors? Are they thinking of exploitation of someone from another country? What does trafficking embody? And getting our community to realize that actually trafficking has many different faces. It's really from anywhere and everywhere, and realizing that you can come across trafficking in your everyday life. So we really focus on comprehensive outreach and ensuring that people have a really broad overview of what trafficking is.